Today on In the Wood Yard, fun. That's what we're gonna have, fun. Here we go. So today is a day like a lot of other days. Yeah, I got another one. I don't want any more, they keep sending them. And I know some of you are like, why do you keep doing bikes on a firewood channel? That's a very good question. I don't even want them, they just keep sending them. I've turned down 10 different bikes now. And they range anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. They just keep saying, hey, we got a new one we want you to see. Hey, we got this new one. Hey, we got this new model. Hey, our model's better than their model. You need to try ours. Because I did one bike video like a while ago and now they all want to send them to me. And that's all fine. But that's not what my channel's about, and I try telling them that. So I've got this one here, and there's probably one more I think that's coming, if I remember right. Like I said, I've turned down about 10 of them so far, and they get pretty mad at me when I say, no, I'm not interested. They're like, hey, ours is way better than those other ones you reviewed. Yeah, good for you. So there's that. So, and they're fun, they're neat, they're nice and everything, but that's not what my channel's about. So, for those of you that are upset and don't want to see a bike video, I don't blame you. Which is why I've got another video for you to watch right now, today, right now, about firewood. Same channel, different video. Go check it out. So we're going to talk a little bit about this next bike that I got here. Now, out of all the bikes that I have tested, and I've tested 7 now, I think this is number 7. This one is the nicest. Well, it's a tie with another one that I really like, but this one, as far as what I'm going to use it for, is awesome. The name of it is a King Bull. There it is. And it does live up to its name. It is a tank. This is the most awesome one I've had so far. Now, I'm not super excited about orange myself. I would prefer like a olive drab green or black or something like that. But I had a choice between this and I think like a turquoise, something like that. I don't know, kind of looks, it's orange. There it is. So we'll see how that works. But it has some really cool things about it and things I do like about it, better than most of the other bikes. So we're going to show you that. First of all, here is the bike box. It's a King Bull Voyager. It's 40 kilograms, whatever that means, which to me that means heavy. It's long. It is orange. And that's the box that it came in. And there is the bike. So I'll show you all about it right now. So the first thing I have to say about it is that it is a step-through bike. And when I was a young teenage boy, I would have thought, man, that's a girl's bike. I ain't riding that. But now that I'm old and decrepit and a rotting piece of carcass that I am, it's nice. It's easy to get on. You basically step through and you're on. It's that simple. Nothing to it. Super easy. You do not need the big bar there to catch your crotch and crush your manhood or what other parts you got hanging there. So there's that. First off, it's very heavy. This thing is a tank. It is unbelievably heavy, like 90 pounds or something like that. So when you're riding it, it rides awesome because it's so heavy. It rides great. Now, this is not a foldable bike. A lot of the foldable bikes will fold right here. So this was solid, which is why it makes it much more stable, much more solid. It's not a foldable bike. In my opinion, I would not buy a foldable bike. I'd get a real bike, solid one. They don't make foldable motorcycles that I'm aware of. Any Harleys that are foldable? I don't think so. Any cars that are foldable? Probably not. So they make them so that people can put them in their cars, their apartments, things like that. But I don't know, just leave it together. Just make it solid. Make it the way it should be. So the battery is right in here. And to turn it on, you just hit this button right here. It's got a key. You can turn it on, turn it off. You can unlock it and pull the battery out like a lot of them. Right here's how you turn it on. You push this down. And then your screen comes on. It's hard to see outside because it's really bright out here right now. Your increase for your speed modes are right here, so up and down. Right now I'm on 0. The one thing I do not like about it, there's 2 things I don't like about it. Number 1 is that the throttle should be right here on the right-hand side, or it should be a twist over here, correct? Right-handed throttle, look at where it is, right there, that's the throttle. This is the throttle. I don't like left-hand throttles. There's a couple other ones I've got like this too. I want it over here. And I thought about loosening this up somehow, undoing all these cords and maybe moving it over here, but then it's kind of in the way because there's all this other stuff going on here because you've got a directional lane here, which is kind of I don't know, I'd rather have the directional over here. Maybe I will switch that out. Now that I look at that, I think I can take this off, put it over here, and put this over there. So maybe I'll be doing that. Maybe I'll be switching it over. I don't know why you couldn't. It would work from either side. It's just a matter of spacing. You got to be able to get at your shifter up here for shifting for your pedaling part, for the derailleur in the back, for when you're actually pedaling, which to me doesn't make any sense why you'd want to even pedal one of these, because the electricity is awesome. So there's that. The other thing that is really weenie-like, this thing here, I could not figure out what this was because I'm slow. I'm not real bright, as you know. I'm the dullest knife in the drawer most of the time. I played with this and moved it around and looked at it, and then just by accident I did that. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's a bell. Who would have thunk they would have put a bell in here? Now most of the other bikes have a horn built in, like in the light and things like that, or built in there somewhere. This one has a little bitty bell, kind of like my daughter had on her little tricycle when she was like a 4. Just saying. Maybe that's what people want. It's not what I would pick. But it works, so there's that. It's got good brakes both sides. So you got rear brakes, front brakes, shifting up and down, which is kind of an odd place really. This here should be over here, and this should be up here. So you can shift up and down and do the throttle at the same time. Or you can let up and then go again. These two together are just odd. And then having this thing in here, I don't get that. So maybe what I need to do is remove this and mount it up over here. Take this, put it over here. Take the directionals, which I'll probably never use, which are right here, and put those down over here somewhere just to get them out of the way, and then move the shifter lever somewhere else. So maybe I'll reconfigure this somehow. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do yet. Oh no, I don't like the way it's set up. I don't want left-hand throttle. Don't like that. This is in an odd spot because you got to stop what you're doing, let up, come over here, shift, and you come back and you can go again. Maybe they do that on purpose. I don't know. But anyway, there's that. The seat is awesome. Nice, heavy duty. It's got a little relief there from a manhood, and adjusts really well. The frame is super solid. It's got an awesome light in the front. What else? Oh, a lot of the step-through bikes will have pedals that will fold. You pull them and then they fold up and in. These do not. I don't think so. Oh, they don't. These don't move at all. So these are in place. That's where they're going to be. So there's that. Going to the back here, it's got a footrest for a rider that can sit in the back here. So you can actually have 2 people on there, which I don't know if that's legal or not, but I guess you can. I might end up just taking these off because to me they're just kind of extra things in the way. Another very unique thing about this bike, it's got 2 kickstands. It's got this kickstand, which is kind of what most of the other bikes have, and it's got this double horseshoe one here. So when you want to go, you just shove the bike forward and it folds up and in. So it folds up like that. Now, one of the things about it I noticed right away when I started riding, any kind of rough terrain and your chain bounces on this constantly. Your chain is, any bump you hit, and that's hitting there. So maybe I'll take that horseshoe one completely off. Even though it works really well and I like it, I might just take it off so it's not hitting the chain and it's not in the way. Because I really don't need 2 kickstands. That's almost like a guy that wears suspenders and a belt. You might have a problem if you got to do that. Sorry, Tony! And then there's the rack, which is actually built right into the frame, as you can see. So you could take off this, I think it's bamboo, you could take this off and you could have your rack. If you look on the inside here, you can see that it's you got all kinds of bars in there for support and putting stuff on. So there's that. Now these came with it. This is the charger right here. I'm gonna pull this off. So that's the charger. We're gonna set that right there. Again, this one did not have the name on it, so I wrote on it King Bull. Where else did I? wrote it on the side here. It does have a built-in fan, so when it's charging, the fan is running, so it keeps your charging brick. This is a 2.5 amp, I believe, if I remember. Yeah, 2.5 amp charger. Not good, not terrible. Some have 2, some have 3s. A 4 or 5 or 6 would be better. I want it to fast charge. I'd rather pay more for a bigger brick that charges fast myself, but I'm weird. So I'll take this stuff off here. This is the little kit that it comes with. So we're going to set that down. I'll show you that in just a minute. So these bungees came with this, and really cool because they're actually made to fit right in to these same size bars that are on here. So if you got to strap on a whole bunch of stuff here, if you're a strap-on kind of guy, you could put your stuff on there, your gear on there. So that I like. These will definitely get used. I like that. So that's a good thing. Like I said, the foot pegs, I might take those off. The seat's fully adjustable up and down, so you can put it wherever you want it to be. It's actually a nice looking bike. Over here you can see there is a place for putting a basket of some sort onto the front. I don't know, I didn't really get an option for that, but I'm sure I could go to the company and there must be something that mounts on there. And again, you can adjust and lock your shock system here. It's got a really nice ride to it, I'd have to say. Better than a lot of the other ones because it does weigh 1,000 pounds or something like that. I don't know, it's kilograms, so I don't know. But anyway, it is a very nice bike. And riding it, you're going to see in just a few minutes here. I got a few more things to show you, but it's extremely fast. This is the fastest I've ever gone on an e-bike. I went uphill. I rode at my house where I put this together a couple days ago. I went uphill and I hit 26 miles an hour uphill. And I mentioned there was a hill, and it's kind of a long gradual hill, but I hit 26 going up the hill. And I turned around and came back down. I hit 33 miles an hour. That's fast on a bike. And I'm a old crusty man, so if I crash at that speed, I'm pretty much just dead. So it moves, and in the first speed, it accelerates really fast. It's quick off the line. It's not a gradual takeoff. I wish it was a little slower in that first gear. When you hit it, it's right now. I think it only does like 7, 8, 9 miles an hour, something like that in the first power, whatever it's called. It goes to 5, 1 to 5. But it takes off quick. It hits that top speed real quick at each gear, so there is that. Also, in this kit here, I'll show you this. This is one of the cool things that was kind of neat with this bike that a lot of them didn't have. So in this little gear bag they give you here, which is nice because you can keep everything in here if you wanted to. And these came with the bike, but I did not put them on because I did not want these on. These are mirrors. They just mount and they're flexible, and you can adjust them. As you can see, you can adjust them. But I did not put them on. I didn't want them on the bike. I put one on at first just to see what it looked like, and I thought, yeah, I don't like the way it looks, and I don't care what's behind me for the most part. Plus, I'm going to be using this a lot for off-roading. I didn't want these things sticking a mile out either side, getting hit and brushed, so I chose not to put these on, but that's just me. So we'll set those down there. You also get better tools with this one. Your little Allen wrench system that they send you is an actual tool, so that's cool. And then you get this is really nice. This is one of the things none of the other bikes have had here. This is for putting on your pedals, because you have to go different directions, and this worked awesome. This is the best little tool I've had in a long time for putting bikes together. So you can really crank on your pedals and get them nice and tight. So there's that. And then there's some other little tools in here too that I got. The owner's manual is excellent, real easy to understand, really nice instructions with good pictures. There's a few things missing though, some of the details that I was wondering about, like the bell thing. I had no idea what the bell was. I had to figure that out on my own. Lots of little things that are missing on here, but overall it's a pretty good instruction manual compared to a lot of them. But I do like this little kit that it all comes with, and I will keep all of this together in here. And then the charging brick will go in here too. I won't be keeping my the mirrors, the side mirrors. I won't keep those in here. I will actually put into this bag, I will put in the charging brick, so it's all together then. And then when I'm not riding, I'll probably do the same thing when you first saw this. I'll just put it right underneath there, so it's always with the bike. And one of the things, like I said, I found out with these bikes, it's real easy to not know which brick goes with which bike, because all their connectors are different. I shouldn't say all. Some are the same, but not usually. They all have different wattages, or different amperages for charging, different connectors, and these are easy to get mixed up. So I wrote the name on there. Now I also use some of these same kind of bricks for charging my battery packs that I've gotten, that I use in the wood yard for doing different things. So, and a lot of them don't have their name on there. There's only one, the hay bike had their name on there. So I wrote King Bull on this one so I knew which one it was. So yeah, it's a nice bike. It's a tank. We're gonna give it a ride right now. Did a little spin there, and one of the things I wanted to mention is that, like I said, I know a lot of you are like, hey, this is a firewood channel, why do you got bikes? I totally agree, I get it. You're not going to see too many more of them. Like I said, I think I got one more coming, I think. And like I said, I've said no to a ton of them. Now, the reason I said yes to as many as I have, when I got one, all my friends, yes, you, Tony, and you, and my brothers, both said, and a couple of my friends that I have are like, hey, can you get me one of those? Hey, I'd really like one of those. Do you got any more? So I've got 7 or 8 people that want one. I had a buddy stop just the other day, and I was putting together. He says, I've been looking at those. He says, can I try it when you're done? So I got it all together. I hopped on. He says, I got to get one. He says, will you sell me one of yours? So because I've become the guy that has them, everybody thinks that I just have them coming out in my pockets, that everybody's going to get one. Well, that ain't the case. You have to be special to get one. Yes, you're all special, but there's people that are more special than others. Kind of like Animal Farm. Okay, let's go for a ride. So we'll raise it up, and it's real easy to do. All you do is you flip this lever, pull it up, crank it down. According to my height, I should be able to hop on here. You should almost be able to straighten out your leg to touch the ground. That's about where I'm at. So that's actually pretty dang good right there. Not too high, not too low. All right, here we go again. Like I mentioned, I do not like your speed control to be over here, because you got to basically totally let go of your handlebars, number one. You're letting go of the throttle, which I understand, but you got to come over here, and because this bell thingy is right here, you got to negotiate over here. You got to look down to see it, and then you got to come back. I don't know. I think it should be right here. This should be right here, and this should be over here. So that way I can use both my thumbs at the same time. But what do I know? Maybe we'll switch them over here. But here we go. I'll give her a little torque here. Here we go. So one thing I got to say is that if you're riding an e-bike, use both your hands. It's almost impossible to do this with one hand, because there's so much torque, and you have to fight everything with that one hand, and it steers so fast that it's real easy to crash, as some of you have seen happen before, and some of you have actually done it. I have the bruises and the scars to prove it. But yeah, it's really hard to hang on with one hand and control all the stuff that you got to do here, because really you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 6 things to do on the left, and over here you've got your directionals, your brake, shifter up and down. So you got a bunch of things over here to do. There's just a lot going on. I need more hands or less things. Like this doesn't need to be here at all. You just get rid of that and get rid of the pedals and just make it an E, not a bike, just an E, just electric. It would be better. So yeah, we're gonna give it a ride here. I'm gonna give it a try. So there she is, the King Bull, or he, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I think I'm going to take these off is I don't ever anticipate having anybody ride with me. It's just extra stuff to have on there. And I am going to take off this horseshoe kickstandy thing down here and just use the side one like all the other bikes have, because I will be using this to go over some rough terrain, like when I'm on hunting trips. And when I'm riding, this chain just slaps constantly onto this, so it's click, 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 click. And if I'm using this for hunting, I don't want that noise, so I will definitely be taking that off. The other thing is, I did notice when I'm riding, this is probably one of the louder bikes when I'm riding it. You hear it winding up. It's pretty loud, and because it's got so much power and it is fast. The other thing that I noticed is that when you're riding, is that you actually feel the vibrations of the motor generating. However it does it, you can feel it up through the bottom. You actually feel it. It's not a bad feeling, it's just that you can feel it vibrating. Some of the other bikes don't have that, but again, it is fast. I did one little loop out there, and without even trying, and it's super windy today. I'm over in an area in the side of the woods where there's not a lot of wind, but I was riding into the wind and I got up to 26, and when I went with the wind for like maybe a couple hundred yards tops, I hit 32 miles an hour. So this thing's fast. This will win the race. This is the fastest one. So if you want a faster bike, this is your baby. Okay, let's do a little more riding. So I don't do it often, but I got to thinking, I can change this. So I did. So I just spent about the last 20 minutes swapping everything around. Look at this. Right hand throttle. I just swapped over. All I had to do is clip a little zip tie thing here, a little cable tie. I had to pull the handlebar grips off, slid off the brake, and I was able to slide this on. Just had to go over the top. And I also took the controller for the up and down for your speed and on and off. It was down here. I put it right up here, so it's right by my thumb, right where it should be. So it's right there. So brakes, up and down, on, off. I removed the directional down over here because I don't plan on using that anyway. I don't use it in the truck hardly ever, so why would I use it on here? I don't plan on being in the city at all. It's gonna be for like a country thing. So directional's kind of out of the way. Oh, what did I do with it? Here it is. Yes, I took it off. So someday if I have a granddaughter and she has a little pink tricycle when she's like 3 or 4, she'll be getting this because I don't need it on here. So there's that. Okay, so I switched everything around. Oh, I also moved the shifter up over here so that it's out of the way, because I don't plan on using that over, because, I mean, think about it. If you got an e-bike, what are you gonna do? You're gonna electricity. I don't plan on pedaling this at all if I don't have to. I plan on using E all the time. I got a regular bike if I want to get exercise with a shifter and a derailleur, and it's a, whatever speed bike it is. That's what I have that for. That's for pedaling, for getting exercise, for actually doing manual. This is for just putting around, and this is a decoration to me. So I just got it out of the way. So all the stuff I need is close by. So I'll show you what I did. So first off, I took my sweatshirt off because it's getting hot. So look at that. I got my bungees used for the first time. My sweatshirt's there. So right here, I've got the thumb throttle right where it should be. The brakes are right there. This is up and out of the way, so if I need it, it's there, but don't need it. Directional, kind of out of the way. And here I got my plus and minus. So I can plus, minus, hit the throttle, boom, bam, bang, the way it should be. Now I'm gonna do some riding. Way better. Okay, one last thing I gotta do. I gotta take this this kickstand off. It's nice, but the chain's flapping constantly. So while I was doing this, my mic died and I didn't even know it, but it's really hard to get off this. The bolt was holding that was really tight, but I got it off. It's about 5 pounds, which I don't have to carry that around. There's the little bell thing. We don't need that either. So it's off, and down on the bottom where I took it off, you can see the hole where it mounted. It was sticking down that low, so the chain was constantly just slapping on it. Any little bump you would hit, even on the road, and the chain would slap, and I didn't like it, so I took it off. So it's gone now. It's going to be lighter because of it, and I don't have the chain flapping up and down there, which I probably will hardly ever use anyway, because like I said, it's an E bike and I'm going to use a lot of E. And so here's the other kickstand. I'm just standing it back up. You can see it's just in the back like most of the other bikes. You just slide it back and they work great. So it's got a kickstand. It's not like it doesn't have one. Better. Well, there she is, folks. The King Bull, the orange pumpkin, the great pumpkin, the Bull of Kings. I like it. This bike is very nice. It's every bit as good as any of the other bikes I've tried, better than most of them. It's fast, it rides great. I like the deck in the back, you know, the rack for putting stuff on. I like the fact that it came with some bungees. I don't know that I'll use the back foot pegs at all. Don't know if I'll use those at all. Now that I took off that U-shaped extra kickstand, I don't have chain slap anymore. That's really nice. I got it rearranged up here, so I got the right throttle where it should be. I've got your plus and minus for your speed control, your on-off right over here with your other thumb, because it's all thumb operated that way, and I can keep my hands on the handlebars and my hands on the brakes, so I can use my thumbs for other things. So it's just much more convenient, because otherwise I had to let go and do it with one hand and you're off and you're looking downwards. Here you can just feel it. Way better setup. I got my directionals over here kind of out of the way because I won't be using those. I took the little weenie bell off, and very nice bike. I like it. I like it a lot. That's all I got for today, folks. You know what to do. Go watch some more videos. There's 1,400 on my channel. Good night, Irene.